and thank you guys so much for joining me today. Alright, if any of you have worked in the food industry, you guys know that it sucks, that you get verbally abused a lot, and most of the times there are very sketchy managers. Yeah, so it is story time, you guys. The time I was a waitress. And let me tell you, it sucked, and I'm so happy that I'm not one anymore. So I will be sharing you guys a couple stories of the time I was a waitress. Yay. Okay, so let me drink some coffee. Alright, so I remember this day so clear. So fucking clear. It was Friday and it was 6 o'clock and it was very busy. Why? Because it was payday. And of course this waitress calls in because she's sick, conveniently. But here I am already having 4 tables, and I go behind the desk and I am just typing in one of the orders that I sat down. And here I am and I hear like a little ding. I turn around and guess who walks in? The famous ex. He's in here with his family and his new girlfriend. Ah, great. And I kind of look up, we lock eyes, and I look back down, and I'm just like thinking to myself, oh fucking God, no, this is the worst thing ever. And then to top everything off, his mom goes to the manager, and I could hear her clear because she's very loud. She said, anybody can be our waitress except her over there. And I was the only waitress. So my manager had to take her and be her waitress. And she sits them down and she comes to me and she's like, what was that all about, Natalie? I don't know what you're talking about. And she said, I know you heard what she said. So, tell me. I'm like, no, all you need to know is he's an ex. She's like, okay, got you. So it's still getting more and more busy, and then I sit more people down, and then I go to one table and pick up all of their dishes because they're about to go. I get up, I walk past by the ex and his family and his new girlfriend, and guess what happens? Of course this happened. I slip, I fall, and everything falls on the ground. And everybody turned. Everybody that was in there, that was seated, just looked at me. Some were saying, oh, are you okay? And I heard some laughs. And you guys can guess where those laughs were coming from. But I picked myself up, I cleaned everything, and I walked with my head held high, and I went to the kitchen and I cried a little bit. And I was just saying, of course this has to happen. Of course this happened. And anyways, they were done eating and they get up, they're out the door, and he's all cuddling and she's all like rubbing her head against his head, and he said out loud, I hope you had a fun day, babe. I love you. Yeah. And in my head was like, was that really fucking necessary? But it happened. And I'm able to laugh about it now, but of course this had to happen. I live in Mira Mesa where everybody knows everybody and you bump into everybody in there, but that was fun. And that takes me to my second story. Let's go. So I think it was my second week working there, and I was just so happy and excited, and I loved my job. And here comes a couple walking in, and it was a young couple. And off the bat, the girl just had an attitude. She just did not look happy. And they come in, and I'm like, hi you guys, welcome to Pizza Hut. Would you like to dine in or just order something over here? And the girl did not even acknowledge me, but the guy said, we'd like to sit and eat in here. All right, let me seat you guys. And I looked at her and I said, what would you like to drink? She did not look at me. She's like, water. All right, ma'am. Would you like it with lemon or without? I just want water. All right. And sir, what would you like? Can I have a Coke? Sorry, sir, we only carry Pepsi products. Is Pepsi okay? Yeah, that's fine. All right. I bring their drink and I'm like, are you guys ready to order? And she's like, no, we're not. I'm like, okay, I'll give you guys a second. And then her boyfriend says, no, we're ready. And they just start arguing and I'm just like, I'll give you guys a couple minutes. All right. And I go back to my little desk. I give them about 5 minutes and I come back. I'm like, all right, you guys, what would you like to order? And she says, pizza with cheese. All right, well, what kind of crust would you like? Thin crust, pan crust, hand tossed? We just want a pizza with cheese. And I'm like, I understand, but would you like it with the specific kind of crust? And the guy was like, can we have it in pan crust? I'm like, sure. And the girl started fighting. She's like, no, I want hand toss. I'm like, hand toss it is. All right. And I order it and everything. And then I saw that both of their drinks were just running low. So of course, if you're a waitress, you see that, you fill up their drinks. So here I am coming with their new drinks. I put it down. I'm like, here you guys go. The pizza will be out here any minute. And she just snaps her head at me. She's like, can you please stop flirting with my boyfriend? What? And I was just shocked. I'm like, what the fuck is she even talking about? But I'm like, ma'am, I wasn't flirting. I'm just talking to both of you. And the guy, he's embarrassed, like, I'm so sorry. She's not flirting with me, babe. And then she says, yeah, I saw her eyeing you since we got here. And I'm just like, I'm stepping out and I'm just going to the kitchen. I didn't even say anything. I'm like, all right. And I just like walked. And here I am talking to one of my managers. I'm like, please take this table. So-and-so, it's not here yet. She doesn't like me. She thinks I'm flirting with her man. Can you take it? And he just said, no, you're the waitress. You're going to have to take it. I'm like, fuck. Okay, Natalie, you got this. So here I am like, all right, you guys, can I get you anything else? And she's like, I would like a to-go box. I'm like, okay, let me get you guys a to-go box and your check. And here I am. I put down the box and I put down their check, and she just looks at me. She's like, just so you know, you're not getting a tip. You were not a good waitress, and I found it very disrespectful that you were flirting with my man. And I just said, I wasn't flirting with your man. I was just being a waitress who was talking to you guys. I was being courteous and friendly. I'm sorry that you took it as being flirtatious, but ma'am, I wasn't. And then she got even more mad because I called her ma'am. She said, don't call me a ma'am. I am not old. I am 19 years old. I am young. I'm like, ma'am, and she said not to call her ma'am, and I called her that again, and she got even more mad. I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. Here you go. Have a nice night, you guys. Goodbye. And the guy, he's just fighting with her, saying, you're just being a bitch. You need to stop. And I'm just like, nope, 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 nope. I'm avoiding this table. I'm not going to come back. I'm going to clean that table once they're gone. And already I'm thinking, I'm not getting a tip. Because she said I'm not getting a tip. He's going to listen to her, so it's fine. And I grabbed the stuff and everything because he paid with his card and he was just signing. And I open it and he gave me a tip. He didn't listen to her. That was very sweet. But man, like, I've noticed since I was a waitress, women were just fucking mean. And I had no clue why. I still have no clue why, but they were the worst. Men were too, but man, these women that I had to deal with were vicious. But you know what? I hated working there. I hated being a waitress, but it was, something good came out of it. And I met my husband one night at Pizza Hut. I remember it was really busy and I was just pissed off because I was talking to this cook. And he was just a player, and I was just talking to him just to pass time. And he was just being an asshole. I'm like, fuck him, I'm done. But I was already just not having a good day because I dealt with a lot of other angry guests. And you know when you feel like somebody is staring at you, I got that feeling. So here I am just swiping a person's card, and I just look up because I feel that somebody's staring at me, and it's my husband, Brian. And he's just like leaning against the door, having that little freaking black hat. And I just look at him like, what are you staring at? At this point, I didn't give a fuck because I was already mad. And of course, he was trying to be all sweet and slick. He's like, I'm just looking at your gorgeous face. And that just got me mad. I'm like, oh fuck no, he's trying to sweet talk to me. So I said, we'll take a fucking picture. It'll last longer. And I walked away. And he left. And he came back that same night, and that's where it all started. Many years later, and we're married, and we have 2 kids. So, that was good. But yeah, you guys, if you listen through the whole video, thank you so much. Please like my video and subscribe if you still haven't subscribed. And if you have other horror stories of being a waitress or working in a fast food place, please leave a comment and share your story because I would love to hear it. Well, I'm about to go, you guys. I'll see you guys later next time.